This is Tim. Hope you all doing well today. Waking up a little bit later than normal this morning, but getting started here. Biggest thing that happened the last 12 hours was the storms that came through North Dakota, Minnesota, are now moving into the out of the United States into Canada. More details will come out today about this, but there was 100-mile winds reported with the derechos that came through here, and there were large tornadoes as well, strong tornadoes. And you can see here, I wanted to pull this up and show you. This shows the power outages in its wake. Different colors to note, like the amount. Wow, look at the amount of people at power right now. It's a lot, percentage-wise. So anyway, that was pretty scary last night. Thankfully, the severe weather threat will diminish somewhat today. If you look, I'm trying to get to it, sorry. I wanted to show you this real quick. These are the reports from last night. Of course, there's 81 wind reports, 13 tornado reports, and 35 hail reports for a total of 128. This moves into today, so I'm sure there'll be more to come, and all the damage assessments are going to be rolling in the next couple days. Excuse me. So we get a better idea about the damage, and when daylight comes and we get to see the pictures, which is going to be devastating, I'm sure. I was talking about severe weather chances. This is, the current severe weather chance, but this is, let's go to day 2. This is today's outlook. Slight chance up northern Michigan, up into northern New York, New England. Slight chance of tornadoes. Wind, still, high winds are still a possibility all across here, which is unfortunate, as well as hail. Now, of course, there's a chance of thunderstorms in a good portion of the U.S., but these chances, at least down the southeast, are pretty low. As I talked about the other day, yesterday, about the heat that's coming our way. This is the heat map, extreme, and the magenta, green, little or no risk, in the upper Midwest, moving towards the Great Lakes, upper on the Ohio Valley. Threat shifts further east as we move forward in time. You can see it from the Ohio Valley into the northeast. Settles into East Coast, Mid-Atlantic, all through next week, which subsides some as the week goes on, with a little bit more heat building back in the west. This is the panel view here, shows basically the same thing. One thing I wanted to show you, which is really bizarre, there's a good chance of heavy snow up here in the Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, possibly. In the coming days, it's crazy, isn't it? Like, let's see what the probability is over 12 inches, 8 inches. Still, they're talking about possibility of heavy snow. It's almost July, for crying out loud. That's crazy, isn't it? It goes to show you the difference in climates here. We can see that if we look at an overall temp map over the coming days. See how cool it is up there? Warming up, cooling off again. Still hot over here. Look at the min temps. I have a feeling the snow is going to be relegated to the higher elevations given the temps here. You can see the blue shaded area in the 30s. Yeah, it's going to be quite chilly in this area. So if you plan on traveling up in that area, you might want to bring a coat. Of course, it's not going to stay that way for long, but it's kind of an interesting thing. I like to show this upper level water vapor loop every time I talk about this. Large scale features. Of course, the storm up here that just came through. High pressure building over our area. The trough is ejecting out this way. High pressure is building in. You see the clockwise flow around it. And this will just continue to build in the coming days. As far as precip chances go, not really showing a lot of chance of precipitation in our area at all. Or squarely. We're going to be the influence of high pressure aloft and the mid levels, which will limit the amount of convection that we can have each day. Which is going to kind of stink because if we get afternoon showers, sometimes it'll cool off enough where it's not as miserable as it would normally be. But what are you going to do? Let's look at the let's look at what the models are depicted for radar today, if anything popping up in our area. You can see everything's on the northern tier of the U.S. Really, not a lot going on. Maybe some pop-up shower and storms to our west, but not really much of a chance of rain today, as I showed you a minute ago. The main thing I can say, I've said this past couple days, check on the elderly, make sure your air conditioner is serviced. Don't go out and work in the heat of the day, whether it be in the yard or doing something else. And you have to be out there, take a lot of breaks, and don't overexert yourself. The biggest risk is especially in urban areas where temperatures don't cool off at night like they normally would outside the city, and people with air conditioning. If that happens over repeated days in a row, the heat stress on um, individuals that are more susceptible to stuff like that is a lot harder on them, and that's what unfortunately creates fatalities and things like that. So check on your friends, make sure everything's okay. If you don't hear from them, give them a call. Go over to their house. And if you can afford it, buy them a window air conditioning so at least they have an air conditioner in one room of the house so they can cool off. That's all I have for today. It's not uncommon for storms and strong storms to be on the northern tier of the U.S. this time of year, but devastation is present nonetheless, and pray for these folks up there. Hope you'll have a great day.